First of all, what is UserForm? Have you heard about this UserForm? No.
Yeah, I have.
What is UserForm?
Like just like normal form application form.
Yes.
Like
In the bank also you see all the bank employee will have one screen always ready open, and some fields will be there where you'll have text box, drop down list. They enter the details and they submit, and whatever details person has entered, that gets captured and gets stored somewhere in the database, or in Excel, or in MS Access database, anywhere. Somewhere it goes and gets stored. So in the future, if the person wants to get the information about that transaction, he just have to enter some ID to extract the data from the database. So in our class, we will use the user form to design a template for a restaurant. Say dinner planner company is there, which gets the data input from the users, and according to the input provided by the user, dinner planner suggests the user some place according to their budget, which hotel is good for him. Okay, we'll design something like that. Can you see this? In this sheet I have put some columns: name, phone number, city, dinner, date, car, and maximum to spend. These are the details which we are going to capture from user form. When user enters the details, the details will get stored in this sheet. Okay, so this will work like this. When you click, you will get this kind of template. User has to enter some names. I'll write 9 data, phone number, anything, and in which area you stay. You say JP Nagar, and dinner preference. What do you want to eat? South Indian food. And date, I will go and change the date because we are showing only 3 days. I'll just select like 27th of June. Do you have car? Yes. And how much you can spend? Say 1000. Click OK. It gets stored here. Okay. Similar way, see, you can take this kind of template we can design, and not only for this like dinner planner. You can think it like if you are working in HR department, HR has to get opinion of all the employees or getting some feedback about some training or something. They can send this kind of template. User has to go and enter the details. This Excel will be stored somewhere in the shared folder where all the details will go and get stored. Okay, so let's design it. How to design user form. These are the instructions step by step you have to follow. So can you open Excel files, all one Excel file, save as, give any name. You can write user form. So how to get the user form design? Okay, I'll do one thing. I'll create because it's already built. I will build one more. on my desktop I am keeping it, and I am deleting this. Okay, there is nothing now. It's like brand new Excel file. Here you have to enter these details, name, phone number and all, and the button will create it later. First design it.
Drag and drop, I guess.
Yes, drag and drop. Insert and user form. Get your user form like this. Did you get this toolbox?
Yeah.
So from here, from this box you can pick anything you want, and you'll have to drag and drop it on the user form. This is your user form where you don't have anything now, no control at all. These are called controls. Okay, when you take your cursor over there, it will say what control it is. It is label, text box, comma box, list box, check box, like that. So go to this file. This is how it should look like. So we have to add few controls over here. First control which you have already added, that is user form. When you come here, right click, and do you see properties? Do you have these properties, Vikram? Properties. Okay, when you click on the user form, you will see all the properties listed here. So name of the user form is user form. You will have caption, font. You can go and change the colors and all. Okay, so we will follow this table. So user form name we will keep like this: dinner planner user form, and caption will go and change like this, like right, same thing what is written without any space. Yes, sir, I'm getting some error down. File path access error. Wait, I'll close. Save it again. Are you able to save? It's working. No idea why it was not working.
Name won't change over there.
No, two things. Name is the name you will use it to refer any control. Caption means it will go and change the name which you are seeing here. If you want to change this name, you'll have to come to the caption. Where is the caption? This one. So what we have to make it? Dinner planner with space. Okay, done till here. Now next thing, text box. Why we need text box? For
Input.
for name, phone number. We'll drag one text box. Where do you see text box? ABC. One text box is added. We need another text box for phone number. Drag and drop.
Control C control V नहीं होता क्या?
Control C control V will also work. List box. Why we need list box? For city preference. Okay. Or I think this is for area. Get a list box. Where is the list box? There is a list box. Added. What else? Combo box for dinner combo. Where is combo box? Combo box. Checkbox. This is your checkbox. Two checkboxes are there. So one more I'm checking. If the now local window is not required, you can close it off so that you can increase the size. Three checkboxes are there for 3 dates. And a frame. Why frame? Can you see this? This is called frame. Do you have a car? This kind of this line.
ऐसे उसके लिए क्या? Distinguish करने के लिए?
Yes. So we'll take one frame. Where is the frame? Frame. You'll have to arrange it properly because this much size is not required. You got the frame.
फ्रेम को अंदर कैसे डालें?
फ्रेम के अंदर
फ्रेम ओवरराइड कर दिया मेरा चेक बॉक्स को.
you can drag it and keep it somewhere.
अच्छा.
In the frame there are two radio buttons. These are called radio buttons. This is called drop down, combo box, list box, text box, check box. These are radio buttons. Two radio buttons are required. We'll arrange the size and all later. Just dropping it. We'll go and check our this one. What else is required? Okay, here it is called option button. It is called radio button in .NET. Same thing. Yeah, it's option button here. Okay. Money text box and spin button. Where is the text box? This is the text box and spin button to change the number. And we will need 3 buttons also, right?
This is a spin button, a scroll bar.
Yeah. 3 buttons will require now. OK, clear and cancel. 3 buttons. So this, which one is your button? This is your command button. To take 3 command buttons. 1, 2 and 3. What else?
अरे combo box और list box में क्या फर्क है?
Combo box allows you to list box. In combo box you will see only one item at a time, but it allows you to select multiple items.
अच्छा, combo box.
And list box.
ऊपर ये third वाला element क्या है? Third.
This is list box. This is combo box.
अच्छा.
Then adding labels. And or else how you user will know that what user has to enter here. Total 7 labels. Now start changing the name. Okay, because see, when you have written text box 1, text box 2, when you go back to the code and start writing something, say we have to pick the value from whatever is written in the text box 2, it will be difficult for you to refer to say text box 2. You'll forget what is text box 1, 2. Instead of that, what you can write, you can give some name to it, meaningful name, like name text box, phone text box. It will be easy for you to write when you write the code. Write name text box for first text box. This is your first text box. So I'll write name text box. Where? Not in the caption. Name. Okay. Phone text box. Select that text box and then go here and change the name, or else by mistake you may change this another text box name. Now city list box, this is your list box. I'm changing it to city list box. Okay, then comes combo box, dinner combo box. Dinner combo box, what like North Indian, South Indian was written there, right? And date checkbox 1, 2 checkboxes are there, right? Date checkbox 1 and date checkbox 2. Third one, this is the third one. Select that. Date checkbox 3. Then and you'll have to go and change the caption of the checkbox. June 13th. What date you want to put now? Friday, Saturday, if you next Friday, Saturday if you are planning. You can say 23rd. Where is the caption here? 23rd. Why I copied 23rd of September. I'll show 23rd September. I'll make 24th September for this one. And September 20.
अरे कुछ डेट वेट नहीं डाल सकते हैं ड्रॉप डाउन में, हमको वैसे ही करना पड़ेगा।
इसको तो ऐसे करना पड़ेगा।
डेटा वैलिडेशन करना
Or else
पड़ेगा।
what you can put a drop down there. 3 dates you can provide. Because I want you to get familiar with all the controls.
ठीक है।
That's why I'm using. You have 3 columns. One is control name, and you have to go and change the name and the caption. So I will share this file also, entire description. You can follow this and do it one more time at home. Frame name will write car frame. Name and caption, 2 different things. Okay. Frame name car frame and caption car. Now we have to go and change option button. Car option button 1, car option button 2. Say yes. This is car option button 2 and no. That means you are asking user whether you have car or not. So he will have 2 options. yes, no. You can in the drop down list you can provide also if you have cycle, bike or what, and how many members are coming, all those things. This will be no. Done till here. This text box which is for money, we'll write money text box. Remember, by mistake don't get confused with name and caption. Okay, money spin button. Command button, you have 3 command buttons here, 1 2 3. So you have to write name. First button is OK button, and oh, 1 second, did mistake here. By mistake I did something. Chalo, ठीक है अभी. Command button 1, OK button, and caption OK. Command button 2, clear button, and caption clear. Command button 3, cancel button, and name should be cancel.
हम उसका नेम नहीं चेंज कर रहे ना, और कमांड बटन ही रखा है.
And we are changing the name also. See, caption we are changing.
हाँ, कैप्शन चेंज कर रहे हैं, नेम नहीं change
Name
कर रहे.
we change किया. We are writing command. See, if you click OK, see I have changed it to OK button,
अच्छा.
because you will not know when you write the code what is OK button, what is everything will be, what will come to you. Command button 1, command button 2 and 3. So the clear functionality will come by mistake to button OK, and something like that it happens. And we'll have to go and change the label name also, right? See, name is there. What you will change? Tell me.
Caption.
Huh?
Caption.
Yes.
वो दोनों नहीं चेंज करेंगे.
You can change both also.
बट उसको कोड
Label,
करेंगे,
because we
label
don't have to
कोड
code
नहीं
it.
करेंगे ना.
That will be static. We will not have to deal with anything. We'll just put name. Label 2 should be phone number. Before changing, you select that control, or else by mistake you will change other control properties. Phone and instead of city preference, what we
Area.
write area. Yeah.
वैलिडेशन लगा सकते हैं ये फॉर्म में.
Yes, you can do that. Level 4. What is the level 4 here? Dinner preference. Okay. This one is date. This one about the, do you have a car? You are asking question. This level maximum to spend. Okay. So our design part is over. We'll have to get into the coding now. So I will just ask you to go and check all the properties once, because while writing the code I'll write something, and if you write something else, I'll not be able to identify errors. So I will request you to go and select the control one by one and confirm that names are similar.
Yeah.
It will not accept any space, this name thing.
But अगर small का बोल चाहिए
Yeah, that's not a problem.
एक सेकंड मैं खोलो फिर से
1 second. In sheet 1, write these names: name, phone number, city and all. I'll delete this one. Why I am not able to delete? If you go to your own Excel file, you will not be able to delete this button. You will only be able to click, not be able to delete. Why? Reason? Because it is not in the your macro is not in the design mode. You'll have to go to developer and click on the design mode. Then you will be able to right click on it, and then you can delete it. Okay. Now I am inserting a new button. I will have to assign something to this button. You have assign macro. 1
अभी
second.
बैकग्राउंड लिखा नहीं है अपन ने
Our code is there. What is the name of the our? You have not deleted, right? You have not deleted anything. Like I have deleted this. 1 second.
No,
I'll
no,
go
I've
back.
not deleted.
See what is there. You can right click and view code. What code I have written? When you click on this button, do you remember that when I was teaching events?
फॉर्म दिखाया
This is button event, okay? So when you click on the button, it says command button click. There are multiple events available for this particular button. So sorry for this. This is called button. Button click event is there. We have applied button click, but there are many other events also available. Key press, key up, lost focus, mouse up, mouse down, those things. So what you want to happen when you click the button? You would like to show the form which you have designed. What I have written? Form name dot show. Got it? Form name dot show. So this is the form name. Why I have written like this?
Display the form.
See here, this is the name of the user form. The beginning when you are designing the form, that time you had given this name. So I am referring to this name and showing the user form. Any doubt in this? So you can create one button in your Excel and you'll have to write this code. How it comes, I'll show you one more time. Okay, the command button has come. When you double click on it, automatically this gets created. In between you'll have to write again same thing. We have already done this, so we are not doing it. Understood? We'll have to insert one command button, double click on it, it will take you to the code window, and automatically this code will be created. Private sub command underscore click. In between you have to write the code. So this button, now it is in the design mode, it will not work. You'll have to click it again, then this button will work. So it is showing the form. So instead of clicking this button you can use the same code and you can put it in the workbook event. What event? On open. So every time the workbook open, instead of showing this sheet, user will see
the
form directly. That's what it should happen, right? Why user would like to see all this? Understood? You can make this change in this. Okay. Second thing, your user form is ready with all the caption, names and all. Okay. What OK should do?
Enter whatever the user has entered.
Where it should go?
Excel
Excel
server.
sheet. Clear?
Clear the contents,
Okay.
whatever is.
And cancel means exit the form. These three buttons are there, so we will write the event, 3 different events. So okay, before that, name user can enter, right? Phone number also user will enter, but dinner preference we are showing drop down. So do we have anything in the drop down now? As of now there is nothing, right? How to add the value to drop down list? When you come here, should be somewhere here. There are many properties.
Validate as a user.
Forgot the name here. There are various ways you can enter the value. Either you can create one named range. Do you know named range? Like this. Like the South Indian, North Indian, Chinese. Here,
Name to it.
टेबल का नाम दे देंगे.
yeah, food. This is, it creates a group. When you select this, it will refer. Food will refer to these 3
हाँ, तो
cells.
we lookup भी ऐसे करते तो
हाँ.
टेबल की जगह food
Yes.
डाल देते हैं.
So instead of that, here you can write the drop down dot match entry length row source. You will have to write food. Now just run this. It is giving error here. It's giving error on this. Where I went in and changed it in the row source. Let's see what document says. By default name text box should be, let's follow this document and then work on it. That way also it will work. The way I showed, no, you have to create the name range and you have to put there in the row source. It will start. It's giving some other error. So we'll come to that first. By default, when the user sees that user form, few things should be blank, right? Like what? Text box.
Blank है.
See, initialize is there. Why we have written initialize? When
अच्छा,
form
this
gets
you have
opened.
written, ये
Sorry.
ये लिखा है type.
Huh. You have to write this code, entire code. So I'll just take you through all the what code does. Private serve user form initialize. That means when the user form gets open or executed, what should happen? First thing, name text box dot value equal to double quotes. Double quotes means blank. 2 double quotes means blank. That means it will go and where is your user form? It will go and change anything. If it is there anything in the text box, it will go and change it to blank. Getting? If you write something default, write your name here. This will be displayed. But instead of that, what you want to keep? Because you have the label already. Sometime you will see in the text box this will be also written there. Write your name. Empty phone text box. What is your phone text box? This is your phone text box. Can you see this now? Now it has become very easy, no, to refer. city list box clear, then there should not be any value. So this is how I have written here, drop down. That is also one way you can try, that works. Now I don't know why it is not working, it will work. We are actually getting some other error. So you have to write like this, with city list box. City list box is the name which we have given to the list box, right? Dot add item btm. Similar way you can add multiple items also. Dinner combo box. What is your dinner combo box? This one. That should be also empty, right? So we have written dinner combo box dot clear. Fill dinner combo box. If you have to, you'll have to add some items here, right? North Indian, South Indian, Italian, Chinese, and with. So this helps you. This code, what it does, it adds values in the drop down list. You have to uncheck the check boxes also. Why I have written this entire code in the when your user form initializes, these are the default things which should be set up when it opens. But we can use the same code for clear button also, right?
Yeah.
When you click the clear button, all these code should run. It will go and clean everything. So we'll use it for clean also. Same code. Uncheck data check boxes. Date checkbox dot value is equal to false. Okay, it will be blank. So for all the three checkboxes we have done false. Now is it very easy, to identify. So if it was written checkbox 1, 2, 3 or kaun sa hoga, it becomes difficult. It's like text box. What text box? Money text box. Dot value blank again. Car option button dot value true. By default.
Yes, आएगा.
By default should be yes. Car. What we want by default should be yes. You can make it no also by default.
No की false. False मतलब
False,
uncheck
yeah.
होगा.
False means uncheck. See, if you make it false, both will be unchecked, right? Both.
And if you want to select no means?
False. We do not have to write this code, right?
By default, no.
By default, nothing will be. There are two buttons.
Okay.
Money text box blank again. Name text box set focus. Set focus means name text box set focus. Set focus means. See, I tell you what it does.
तो
Now it is selected.
रन करेंगे तो सबसे पहले ऊपर वाले
Yeah, when this
उसमें
initializes,
cursor आएगा.
your cursor should be in this. Remember that. Or if the cursor will be somewhere here, user will have to take his cursor here. That is not good thing again. So we are setting the focus on text box 1. Understood what it is? View code. So these are the initialization code. Any doubt till here? You can use this set focus for any control. This one. Text box 2 also, text box 3 also. Now when everything will be ready, everything will be empty, and the default setting which you have already done, user will get this form, and then user will start typing details. And next thing is, after entering the details, user will click OK button, right? And the captured detail, we have to capture the detail from this user form. So we will have to write the code for OK button, right? What event we have to write? Button click event, right?
Okay.
But this will be again, this is button. So see here, when I will double click on this, automatically this comes, right? Private sub OK button click. If you delete this code, still how it comes, I'll show you. I'll go and delete this code. Where is open click? OK button click, right? Cut. Okay. Now there is no code for OK button. I'll double click this. Automatically this comes, right? Private sub OK, because this is the name of the button, and click is the event. And we'll have to write the entire code here. Think like that. The code I have already written, that's why I deleted. 2 times it has come, right? We'll have to delete one more. Similar way, when you have to write the code for this, you have to double click on this or right click, view code. When you double click, it will automatically click
Clear
event.
button underscore.
Yes, click will come. Under that, whatever you write, upon clicking this button, that code will be
ऐसा
executed.
राइट क्लिक करके व्यू कोड भी कर सकते हैं ना?
Sorry, right
राइट क्लिक करके व्यू कोड.
This will just, it is taking you where? Clear button click. But we were where? Clear only. If I delete this, say I'll go and delete this one. Okay, I'm going here and right click, view code. Default is click. If you want to change something, like user should go and just hover his cursor here and something should happen, that is also available, but it is not be good. User should go and click mostly. I'll go and add the code because I had cut and pasted. What clear button is doing? Call UserForm initialize, which we have already written here. Remember, it is calling this and using again, right? We have to focus on OK now. OK button. Double click on OK. The code is already written. What we have to write? Dim empty row as long. Now all these empty row, last used row things will come. Why? Because when you will copy the details from the user form, you'll have to paste in Excel file. One entry is over. What if some other user comes and enters? The new record should come next to that entered details, right? Then again you'll have to find the last used row. Yeah. And which you are already aware of how it works. So this is another way of finding the empty row, but use the one which you know, or else if you want you can use. This is also, I mean, it's always good if you know 2-3 different ways of. We have to activate sheet 1. Why we are activating? Because you have to enter the details in sheet 1. Empty row. We are finding the empty row. It will give you now what?
2.
Okay. Transfer information from the user form to Excel file. How it will work? Cells empty row dot one dot value is equal to what?
Whatever entered in the name textbook.
See, last used row means it will give you this row information. Here what we are finding empty row, it is giving you this. That's the only difference. There we were doing last row plus 1 we were doing, right? Here directly empty row. So we will write cells empty row. The value of empty row is now what? 2, right? And first column means this one. Second row and first column. In this cell we have to enter the data. So we have written dot value is equal to. So whatever we have written in the right side of the equal to will go and sit here. So from where we have to capture? User form, which control? Text box 1. Text box 1 is what? Name text box, right? It's written no name text box dot value. It's very easy now because you have already given the name text box dot value. So whatever value is entered in the text box, first text box, that will be assigned to this cell, and this cell this is referring to this one. Any doubt? Similar way, from second text box, from third comma box, we have to capture the value and paste here. So phone number is very simple. Second column dot value, phone text box dot value, city list box dot value. Fourth is what? Dinner combo box dot value. This is how it works. Okay, very simple. Now a condition will come. Date checkbox. What? Because 3 options you have given: Friday, Saturday, Sunday, 3 dates, right? If date checkbox 1 dot value is equal to true, that it says that checkbox is checked. Dot value is equal to true means that is checked. Then
पर तीनों चेक होंगे तो तीनों चेक नहीं होते क्या सर?
तीनों all three you cannot check.
कैसे
All the
कर
three you
सकते
can
हैं?
check. You can check.
हाँ.
So you can put the condition also else if लगा के multiple else. You can do that, but here the scenario is different. Even you are asking user to enter, select only one.
बट अगर तीनों चेक बॉक्स चलो चेक किया तो एक्सेल में क्या जाएगा?
So what we can do, no, then we are putting like this. If this is false, it will go to this. If this is also false, then it will go and check
तीनों ही true
all the true. Then you'll have to do, you'll have to create two more columns, because putting all the three in single row will become a problem. Either you'll have to concatenate and put it in one cell, or you'll have to create two more columns and then put it. And you can take from there. If all the three are, see, you can write like this. If date checkbox dot value is equal to true, then empty row fifth value, okay, this caption will come. Similar way you'll have to write 6th dot value, 7th dot value, or else you will have to concatenate and put it in one. That way also you can do, right? So if you have to take the value of the checkbox has the label also, and that label says the some date. I'll show you the user form again. See here, this is your checkbox, and checkbox caption is June 13th. So if you want to capture the June 13th, what you'll have to write? You will have to write this
caption.
Date checkbox 1 dot caption.
Okay.
That caption will give you the caption of that checkbox. Got it? So here the code is designed in such a way that it will it is assuming that user will check only one. So based on your requirement you can just modify the code. Any doubt in this, Durga?
No.
If car option button dot value is equal to true, car option button is what?
Yes, no.
Yes, no. If car option button 1 dot value true, then yes, else no. Simple.
तो इसमें भी कैप्शन हम यूज कर सकते थे ना?
We can use caption also, but we are writing directly yes, no. Just to understand all the things, you can use caption also. Money text box dot value. In 7th column, in the G column, maximum to spend we have to capture. I'll show you. This is the maximum to spend. User has to enter some amount. They can use this pin button to increase and decrease. Do you want to see how it works? See, I have written 1000.
Increment by 1 to नहीं होगा.
1 से start हो जाता है.
हाँ भाई.
We'll have to fix it. We'll have to go to the properties and set the starting value as entered value. कुछ तो ऐसा करना पड़ेगा. So all many options are there. Starts from the number which was entered last, something like that. You'll have to go and change the setting, but it works. See here.
वो काउंटर हो रहा है, प्लस तो हो रहा है.
हाँ हो रहा है वो, that is working. What you can do is spin button should capture the value entered by the user in the variable, and variable plus 1 should do. That way it will work. You'll have to just go to the properties and change something. Till here any doubt? OK button will work perfectly when user enters something. So do you want to check it? We'll check once. Add new person. It will initialize the your user form, and when it initializes you have written some code also, right? User form underscore initialize, you have written that this should become blank blank blank. Okay, car default was no or yes? Should be yes, right?
Yes,
We'll go and check why it is coming. Okay, name I'll enter, phone number selected JP Nagar, Kormangla, dinner preference, South Indian, June 13. Okay, we made the changes in our file. This is the file which I shared with you. That's why the date is different. You can change the date also. And I'll put 1000 here. I'll say okay. Is it going there perfectly?
एक और बार बताओ। एक
Hmm?
और बार ओके दबाया तो अभी नहीं
It'll accept. It'll accept.
अच्छा
For that, you will have to again put more programming to find any duplicate is there or not. I have done that. All those things will work. If you want to, then I can share the code also which works like that. First of all, how you will find if you have already in same name entered.
तो
Name will not be a good idea. Going by name, it should.
सबको concatenate करो
You can concatenate and check, or else you can go by the phone number, right?
Yeah, that is unique.
Phone
one
number or
document.
PAN card. Some people enter the PAN card also. So you will have to write a code. There also you will have to write if conditions. If condition will go and find if the before entering the value, it should go and check whether it is already available. If it is available, it will pop up a message that you have been already entered or your details have been already entered. ऐसा करके something like that. Validation, like say phone number should be 10 digit. People may come here and put some 7 8 digit and enter. You can add the validation there. You can add validation also. That code is also available in the internet. If you want, you can Google and find it. If you still have any confusion there, you can ask me. I have the code. Okay, because this coding and all I did in the .NET. In the .NET also similar kind of framework is there. You can design like this, and the data will go and get stored in SQL Server instead of going to the Excel. We design like that where this goes to SQL Server. Like data entry projects will be there. No, some company will need like Tally software. Front end design you have to do, and then details should get stored in some database, and the reporting team will access that database, and then they'll design some report and all. This is I'm just showing the basic functionality of the control, how it works, and further programming you can do, and or else you can ask me also if you have any doubt. Okay, like multiple selections and all. Here I'm just selecting one. What if user wants to select multiple? Those things.
शिफ्ट दबा के नहीं होगा इसमें
You will have to go to the property. I'll show you how it works. Come here. Do you see anything multiple or something? Multi select. You see? It says 0. 0 means single select. 1 means multiple select. And after multiple means more than one. As like that. Single, 1, 2 and multiple, like that it is. So based on the requirement you can change the setting. In the properties there are many things. If you go through, no, it is not, you'll not get interest. When the project will come, if you have to work on something, then requirement will come like 4 selection should be enabled. Then you will search this in the code in the Google, and then somehow you will come to this property, and then that's where you will learn. Now if I go and start showing all the options, font, for color and all, it will be boring, right? Any doubt till here, till OK button?
क्लियर में फिर से इनिशियलाइज हो जाएगा
Clear will go here. See, clear will initialize user form, initialize macro code which we have already designed. This way you just learn. This way you can call another sub procedure also. Can you see? We do not have to write multiple times. We just have to call another procedure. Next thing, what was that? Clear button and cancel. What cancel should do? Exit. So cancel, this will work. Unload me, you have to write what? Standard.
अच्छा
It will exit. Let's try. We'll see how our code works. It's not mosquito. Something else. See, cancel. Exit. And if anything is written here, and we'll see it clears or not. Cleared everything. That means your user form is working fine. Any doubt till here? I have few more projects I can share with you. If you have interest, you can work on them. Like template, user registration, export sheets, user form, and say sending mails and all, whatever till now you have consolidated project you have done, right? So you have what, how you are doing it, you are asking user to enter the details in the Excel sheet itself. Instead of that, you can pop up show one user form and you can ask user to enter say path and one text box user has to enter, and OK button, send mail button, 2-3 buttons you can put. You can design. You write the query in SQL Server or on Oracle Query Editor. You run the query, get the data, copy, and then you paste in Excel, and then you perform some task. That is again multiple steps, right? So instead of that, instead of writing query in SQL window, you can directly connect your Excel to SQL Server, write the command in macro itself, and when the user is clicking the button, user is getting the direct data from the database. So you are not opening SQL Server on anything. It will become easy for user also. User will not have to enter the query in the query editor and then fetch the data, copy and paste all these things. This document talks about what is database, what is table and all, how it connects. I think you are already aware of what is SQL, Oracle and all. In database you will have multiple tables, okay, and say from one or multiple tables you have to fetch the data. If you are fetching the data from single table, you will have to write plain select query. If you have to connect to multiple tables, you will have to write select plus join query. So joins and all I am not covering in this class, that comes in SQL class. So what we are going to do, say just think that this is the table where you have these 3 records, and from these 3 this table we have to get the data and paste it here. I will write the code in my Excel file which will connect to SQL Server. From my office table it will copy the data and paste. Similar way, the way you add reference like scripting runtime for Outlook reference you add. Similar way for if you are connecting to database, you'll have to add what, Microsoft ActiveX data object. You'll have to go and check in the documents written. You have to go and find the latest one. You will, it's 2.8 here. Because I'm using 16, then the version will change. The very first thing when you are writing the macro code which will fetch the data from the database, very first thing in your macro, go to the reference, add ActiveX database object, okay, and then start writing the code. So I'll directly open the Excel file instead of scrolling this document. I will explain the code. You have seen CDM table, right? So I am connecting to CDM table and getting that.
Remove the access now.
They have removed your access.
Ah.
It got removed. But I still have access.
Okay.
We are the owner of the database now, so we can keep it as long as we want. When did you?
Last week they were. Can I do?
So first database, and then multiple table comes under the database, okay. In the table you will have a record set, and headers, and then in other words columns. You'll have to go to the tool reference and select this one, these two you select. So I'm creating 3 variables here. Dim connection as ADODB.connection, raw data as ADODB.recordSet, and data field as field. 3 things. First we have to create the connection with the database, and when you are connected to the database, then you will have to specify from which table you want the data, and then record set means the retrieve data from the database, okay, and field means the column names. Set connection, you can write anything. I have written connection, new ADODB.connection, you have to write this. It creates a new instance of ADODB. Set raw data new ADODB.recordSet, okay, use like that. Now since you have to go and connect to your database, you will need username and password. This is a variable, and in this variable what are the things we have written? Provider. This is the default, you have to write it anyway if you are connecting to SQL Server. For Oracle it is different. In Google you will have to write, say you are connected to some different databases. For each database there is a separate website which talks about all type of database and the provider names for each database, okay. If you Google that what is the connection string for Oracle SQL, it will give you different provider names. It is for, one second, user ID. This is for Windows authentication. If in some companies people will have to write the username plus the password, that case their setting will be different. For that you have to Google it again. Here because I am using Windows authentication to connect to any database here, so I have written BLR Vikas Ranjan username, and initial catalog is nothing but the database name. This is the America CDM is the database name, right? What it will do when you write connection string, what is connection? It's a new ADODB connection, right? I'm saying new ADODB connection string is equal to con string, right? Con string means what? This entire thing which we have written. So these details will be passed here and will be processed in all. If everything is correct, I mean to say the database is existing and user password everything is correct, then it will allow you to open the connection. You'll have to write connection.open. That means you can open the connection and do anything you want. Anything in the sense, if you have the permission to extract the data or if you have the permission to delete the data, you can do all those things. Our requirement is just to get the data from there with raw data. What is raw data? Record set. Record set means what? Result of the query. Active connection. These things are default, you have to write. Dot source, there where you have to write the query. Select top 200. I am taking 200 first 200 rows from this table. Which table? Map dashboard. This is the table available under America CDM database, okay. So I'm just 200 columns, 200 rows I am fetching. All the columns too. So if you have to get some specific column, you'll have to write the name, you know that. Select opportunity ID or product name and all you can write. Dot open end with, you have to write these things. What will happen? The fetched record will go and get stored in raw data, because we have written a raw data with raw data. Raw data is the record set. Think it like an array. It is going and storing all the rows, whatever your query has fetched. Now it has been stored in this. You have to put it where? In Excel sheet, right? You'll have to write like this: worksheets dot add. If you want to create new one, I is equal to 1 for each data field in raw data dot fields. What it does? I told you data fields means what? The column names. If you just paste the data from record set, no, it will only paste the record, not the column names. If you have to put the column names, you'll have to write one loop again like this: for each data field in raw data dot fields. Raw data is your record set.
कॉलम नेम कर रहा है क्या अभी?
Yes, so active sheet sales 2 and I dot value data field name I plus 1 हो रहा है. Next data field हो रहा है ना.
Okay.
Data field means one data field, first data field is what? Yeah, I'll show you here. Row ID. Second, I'm talking about the record set. In the record set, say you have 20 columns and rows, 200 rows, 20 columns. If you want to
First
print
20
all the
columns, headers.
20 columns, 20 headers, you'll have to go like this: for each data field in raw data dot fields, active sheet dot, this is your active sheet. Second row, I is what? First column. Here it will go and paste data field dot name. We have written for each data field. Means if you have 20 data fields, 20 times it will be repeated. Getting? So every time it is changing plus y plus 1. That means it will come here, then here it will paste all the data fields. Say if you want to exclude few, what you will have to do? For example, I don't want CDM region. What you will have to do? You will have to write in the code.
If field equal to this,
Yes.
then I plus 1.
Yes, I plus very similar like this. If data
If raw
Yeah.
data dot field,
No, dot name.
data field,
dot name is equal to जो भी नाम बताया ना, ऐसा कुछ हो,
I equal to I plus 1.
then I equal to I plus 1, extra big plus 1 हो जाए. Or if you do I plus 1, what will happen? One blank column will come. Getting it?
Okay.
So instead of that, then go to where? I'll say just here. Where here? फिर ऊपर आ जाना चाहिए, इसके आगे चला जाना चाहिए. एंड द सेंस कहीं पर तो तुम सेट कर दो, कहाँ पर सेट होना है वो यू कैन डिसाइड. नेक्स्ट डेटा फील्ड आई प्लस 1 यहीं पर हो जाएगा.
Here.
It will directly jump here. It will not increase the value of I. When the I value of I will not increase, means it will not leave one column blank. Extra row blank नहीं आएगा ना यहाँ पर.
पर I plus 1 भी नहीं हो ना. I plus 1
I
भी
plus
नहीं
1 भी तो नहीं होना चाहिए ना. Why we are using I
फिर
for?
नहीं I और J लगना पड़ेगा. I for ये और J for something.
हाँ, तुम वहाँ पर जाके अपने हिसाब से चेंज कर लो. एंड यू हैव टू टेस्ट इट, सी कि कुछ ब्लैंक आ रहा है या नहीं आ रहा है. ठीक है. Now when you have the headers name ready, now we have to get the 200 records because we have set the limit of 200 there in the query. So active sheet dot range A3. From here you have to paste the data, right? A3 dot copy from record set raw data. Raw data is the you can say array which is storing all your 200 records. So this is the standard line which will copy the values or things whatever is there in the record set here.
पूरा
Just this one single line will copy everything and paste.
A3 से start.
A3 is starting from A3. If you have 200, it will copy 200 records. Now auto fit and all you already know. A2 dot current region dot entire column auto fit. Like ये छोटा रह सकता है ना, इसको डबल क्लिक करना auto fit. Raw data dot close. So record set you have to close it. if you don't close also no problem. कनेक्शन को क्लोज कर दो और एंड सब कर दो. Or anything, if you want to change the query and all, you can change the query here. Durga, copying once you when you write the query according to the query you have written, number of records and number of columns will come. Okay. So what are the things important here? How to connect? These are the standard things you have to write every time. Say you have to write every time. What if so in case if you get something like this, some project where you have to fetch the data from the database, you will just have to build your query in SQL Server and paste here. Simple. And this array will anyway take care of all the headers. It will copy all the headers and paste. And that's all. It's all about the query. Whatever query, why I am teaching you this, to go and connect to the database and get the data from the database. Query building is again a different skill set. I'll share this code. You go to office and if you I'll see you already lost the access.
Yeah.
So you can connect. You can install any software database in your laptop itself. Let the project come. The project comes, definitely they will give you the access of the database. And you can contact me if you find any problem, I'll help you there. So without header is also there, with header is also there. Sometimes what happens, people don't like to get the headers name from the table. There will be different. Here उनका अपना सेटिंग रहता है, उनका पिवट टेबल सब कनेक्टेड रहता है, तो उनका नाम टेबल से नहीं लेना चाहता. So without headers, for without headers you will not have to run that loop. Skip that loop and get only the record set. Simple. Why I am saying, see here from table it comes like mat region, but हमारा जो भी बनाया होगा वो चाहेगा region ही है. उसके वजह से because if the name changes the pivot table and all thing will change. Refresh करने पर error आएगा. वही बोल रहा हूँ. Sometime requirement will be like you don't need headers, and when you need headers accordingly you go and change that code. मैं भूल जाता फिर नलिन. What is custom function? Normal function what it does, it accepts something, some input from the user and gives the output. Take an example of sum. Takes two numbers or two or more numbers, it adds up those numbers and give you the result. Okay. Similar way, what if you need a function which will do some task and which is not available in Excel? What you will do? You will have to create your own function. And how to do it? Using macro only you can create your own function which will satisfy the need of user. How it works? I'll share this code I showed you, Durga. Important code. Many things are there in this. Take an example of this function. You will have like you write sub for sub procedure. Similar way for function, write function and function name. Yes. And function cannot be executed directly. Like if you write F8, nothing will happen. But when you go to, you will have to call from somewhere, from some procedure, or you can use it in Excel itself. Now the requirement is to get the area. For area, length and breadth you have to take from user and show the area. This is a simple function. So I am writing like this function. A I have simply written, you can just consider from room area. Okay, room area, length as single, breadth as single. Instead of single you can write integer also. I have already showed why we use single, byte and all those things. Dim area as single, area is equal to length into breadth. A room area is equal to area. This value will be assigned to this. That means when you will have to write like this, room area, this was the function which we have created there. So now it is available in the Excel.
और ऐसे डालेगा उसमें length breadth डाल देना.
Yes, open bracket, say 4 by 5. It will give you what?
4 into 5.
Again, if you want to say meter और क्या बोलते हैं उसको, स्क्वायर मीटर, ऐसे भी लिख सकते हैं ना, कुछ लिख सकते हैं स्क्वायर मीटर. It will give you error because you have assigned the
सिंगल नहीं कर सकते, फिर कैसे कर सकते?
variant कर दो. Variant will accept everything. See here, we'll just try a room है ना, room area. Giving error. That's why, because of the, if you go and change variant, it should work. All right, you understood how it works? Here we are taking two inputs. If you have to take only one input, you have to specify one. Again, two inputs are there. If user enters only one, it will give error, right? Like any formula, you say sum if is there or count if is there, sum if. So you have to follow this structure. If you are not following syntax, then it will give you error. Similar way, the function which you have created here, it requires two input. If you are giving only one input, it will give you error.
So you can pick one as optional?
Yeah, optional also. Here you will have to write option. Optional or option. Like that. Similar way, three input. Can you? I'll ask you to write one function for yourself. Calculating PF from the basic salary. What I will do here, basic salary I'll write, and some random numbers. बेसिक कितना हो सकता है? 5000 से बीच में 10,000 तक रख देते हैं. Now the requirement is to get the PF. We do not have any functions which calculates the PF directly. You will have to go and multiply by 1300 ऐसा कुछ. So requirement हमारा है, एक function लिख दो. How you will write? Function PF, then what? How many things?
एक ही चाहिए.
एक ही वर्ड क्या होगा वो? कि कोई भी वैल्यू, या वो ऐसा लिख सकते हैं ना, सैलरी और बेसिक एज इंटीजर, ऐसा. उसके अंदर फिर अभी कैलकुलेशन करना पड़ेगा ना. How we write here, you can go follow this. Basic salary is equal to basic multiply 14 by 100, right? And we'll have to PF is equal to basic salary. यही करेगा ना? We calculated basic PF. Here you can write PF or PF1. That's why I've done 1A and all. Okay. समझ गए? Calculating PF from the basic. Basic is the value in user enters, or you will have to refer to the cell which contains any number. See if it works or not. What is our function name? why it is giving error.
ब्रैकेट में डिवाइड्स नहीं है, नहीं सही है।
रुको, this works correct. 100 का 14 करेक्ट दिया ना.
14%.
pf this should also work.
कैलकुलेट कर क्या होगा?
If you assign this value here, it will work. Okay, 654. Oh, इसको कुछ बड़ा नंबर कर दो, देखो क्या होता है. डेसिमल में आने वाला नंबर लग रहा है ना. तो इसको कर दो, डबल कर दो, सीधा वेरिएंट बना देते हैं. वर्क करता है कि नहीं देखो. It was because of the data type problem. So again I'll write pf. It's giving you. So instead of variant we can put double. Correct? Shock आता है क्या?
No.
So instead of variant you can put double, or you can go and check the number of list of data types available and which is more memory efficient, and accordingly you can decide. Clear how the function works. Similar way here I will create one sub our macro test. My see input box, enter your salary. We will take the input from the user कि तुम्हारा salary कितना है, and we will show what will be your PF. Okay. Message box
बी करना पड़ेगा ना कुछ तो.
PF. समझ रहे हो what I did?
सीधा वैल्यू देगा एक.
हाँ, as you can write like this, your PF amount will be, ठीक है. Let's check what it will do. We are taking the input from the user and asking user what is your salary. If user enters something in the box, that number will be assigned to variable A, and because we have to calculate the PF amount, we have already created a function which calculates, so we are calling that function here. PF A means we are passing the value A is salary. So when you say PF bracket, it will come to this function, do the calculation and returns you the value. What this will return? 14% of the number which your user has entered. So we'll run this and check. 1000.
मैसेज बॉक्स में
अभी तो अभी गया ही है.
function में गया है.
अभी तो फंक्शन गया ही है. 1000 का 140 हो गया. Correct ना? 140. So this way I mean to say, this function sometimes it can make your code looks simple. You can separate it. Somewhere you are doing a lot of calculation, you can put it in function and you can call from the sub procedure. Huh? Just now you learned how to pass the value from this procedure. I mean how to call the function. You are passing the value from here and using the function. Using the function, this function. And this function can be used here also in the Excel spreadsheet also.
Okay.
Now like if you create some function for yourself and somebody comes and sits with you and he will see that you are using some function which he has never heard, like my calculation or something like that. Magic. Magic. You can design your own VLOOKUP.
This fuzzy lookup is
You can design your own lookup function and all. यहीं पर करना पड़ेगा सारा कुछ कैलकुलेशन. सिंपल एक वैल्यू पास करना होता है जो कि तुम यहाँ से ले भी सकते हो. VLOOKUP करते तो इससे लोगे. यहाँ पर VLOOKUप फॉर्मूला लिख दो. सिर्फ VLOOKUप ही नहीं देगा वो, उसमें इफ NA सब भी लगा दो. लाइक जहाँ पे NA रहता है इंस्टेड ऑफ NA वहाँ पे लिख दो नॉट अवेलेबल. वो सब मैजिक वो सब लगा सकते हो ना. So there are many functions with examples I have written. Even odd. Kejriwal would pass some number, auto number, card number, registration. Okay, even odd. Odd even. How you will find what is even, what is odd? Dividing by 0. Again gross salary, tax calculation. This will be easy with for important for HR team or what you say accounts team people, because they will have to write many times. So they can create one function and they can use it all the time. No need to do plus minus so much. One time they will have to use like this. Okay, you can go through this. Even this one has many important code. I have already showed to Durga. There are many things. All the important codes are there. Small important codes. So now you can create your own function in Excel, Durga. And you can even share your created function with other people. How you know that?
I have to share the code online.
What if like in your entire team need the your function which you have developed? How you will do it? See, you have created, say you have created here. You can export. You can export the file and share with them. They'll import that way. I'll share this file with you.